The Wieliczka salt mine, a unique monument of world natural and technical heritage, the Polish nation's history and cultural memorial, and a place of religious worship. Beginning in the 16th century, there were over 40 places of worship and sacred objects in the mine. In some cases, it was a simple cross, in others, a fully equipped chapel. Sculpted in salt or carved in wood, they serve as a testament to the religiousness and piety of generations of miners. For contemporary pilgrims, they are places of prayer and reflection upon the hardships of the people who created and formed the beauty of the salt world with their own hands. The most beautiful chapels, which survived to this day, can be seen on the Pilgrims route, the only underground sacred route in Europe, and perhaps even in the world. The oldest chapel available to the visitors is St. Anthony's Chapel from the 17th century. In the light of a chandelier decorated with salt crystals, the tourists can admire the figure of saints, monks and angels sculpted in salt. Time and humidity getting into the excavations have blurred the features of the figures, which has only made them more monumental. The Chapel of the Holy Cross was created in the 19th century as a votive of thanks for saving the mine from flooding. It is an example of a wandering chapel. It is furnished using elements from various places in the Wieliczka mine, as well as from the surface. The main altar was placed in a wooden niche in the side, supported by two columns housing a crucifix from the 19th century. On the opposite side, a 17th century sculpture of Our Lady of Victory can be seen. The interior of the chapel is lit by a chandelier made of wood and halite crystals. At the depth of 100 meters underground, the trail of the Pilgrims route leads through the Erasmus Barrach ramp, which houses the unique underground stations of the cross, also known as the Wieliczka mine's Golgotha. Every Lindenwood station contains a stone brought from the Holy Land. St. Kinga's Chapel, dedicated to the patron saint of salt miners, is a true jewel in the mine's crown. The finely decorated main altar, with a salt figure of St. Kinga, accompanied by the figures of St. Clement and St. Joseph in the side niches. Biblical scenes depicted on salt reliefs. A floor carved in salt, and stunning salt chandeliers are a perfect background for a unique meeting with the miners' faith and tradition in a fascinating temple carved in salt which to this day serves religious functions. It is also where the greatest treasures of the mine, reliquaries of St. Kinga and St. John Paul II, are located. The most important sculptures and architectural details were created by miners between 1896 and 1963. The final pieces, such as the only salt sculpture of St. John Paul II, or the papal ferula located near the central altar and modelled on the papal pastoral, were created at the turn of the 20th and 21st centuries. The 19th century St. John's Chapel is characterized by its wooden interior, rarely seen in the mine, covered with impressive polychrome. The barrel vault of the presbytery contains an image of the Holy Trinity. The decorations referring to the Passion of the Christ, including the sculpture of Christ on the cross from the 18th century, were brought to the chapel from the Lipoviets chamber. The unique pilgrimage comes to an end in the excavations comprising part of the underground exhibition of the Krakow Saltworks Museum Wieliczka. The Sacrum in Salt Heritage exhibition reminds everyone of the centuries-long tradition of creating places of worship in the mine. In the chapel devoted to the Polish Pope, made available in 2014, modern multimedia brings the teachings of St. John Paul II to the visitors. At the end of this spiritual journey, you can also participate in the Holy Mass. The Pilgrims route is a touching encounter with mining culture based on Christian values. the Wieliczka salt mine. God bless. Deep into the earth, deep into yourself.